Hi there, I'm Ashanti. I'm so happy to have you here today. So to get started, we're gonna come to sit, comfortable position, move those hip bones, move the flesh from beneath them, and just start to sit up nice and tall, spine straight. Let's roll those shoulders a few times. Let's start to just wake those up, start to open up the chest. Notice any tension that might be there. Maybe roll them forward a few times. Notice how that feels. And then take a couple rolls again backwards. And then let them settle back down, away from the ears. We're gonna keep the hands on the knees. We're gonna take an inhale. And as we exhale, we're gonna round the chest, round the back. And as we inhale, we're gonna come forward, lift up the chest. Exhale, rounding, pulling everything in. Inhale, come back up. Open that chest. Exhale, round. Inhale to come back up. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. And inhale, coming back up. Open the chest up one more time. And relax, neutral spine. We're gonna take the right hand, we're gonna bring it out in front of us, and then drop those fingers down so they're facing the floor. So the palm should be facing forward, fingers down. We're gonna take that left hand, we're gonna grab onto those fingers and just give a gentle stretch back. Not too far, just so you're feeling something. Start to notice that arm waking up, noticing the sensations. And gently releasing that. We're gonna take the hand, we're gonna flip those fingers up and face them down. So now the front of your hand should be facing forward, fingers down. Left hand again, we're gonna grab onto those fingers and gently pulling in. And again, slowly releasing that. Give that hand a gentle roll one way and roll it back the opposite way. And relax that hand down. Gonna take the left hand this time, bring that hand forward. Palm facing forward, drop those fingers down towards the ground. Take the right hand, grab onto those fingers, gently pull in towards the body. Again, not till you're feeling pain, just so you're feeling a nice gentle stretch in the wrist and up the arm. And gently releasing those fingers. This time we're going to take those fingers, we're going to face them back up towards the ceiling. Drop the fingers down towards the ground. Right hand again is going to grab onto that hand, those fingers, and gently pull it inward. And slowly release that. Again, just a gentle roll of that wrist. Roll it around the opposite direction. And release that down. Now taking both hands, face them forward. Drop those palms down so they're facing forward, fingers towards the ground. Spread those fingers nice and wide. And then joint by joint, we're going to start curling those in very slowly, really feeling all those bones and muscles of the hands, curling them up and in towards yourself, and then slowly releasing them down. Again, joint by joint, slowly opening up those fingers. Open them out wide. Curling them in again, very slowly. Bring them up into the body. And releasing them down, slowly opening. Extend those fingers last time, curling inward. Making those fists, curling them in towards yourself, and slowly release them out. And relax, give any shake to those arms, loosen everything up. Then we're gonna take the feet, bring them out, soles of the feet on the ground, place the hands beside you, and then just start to windshield wiper those legs side to side. Maybe you like to get a little bit more motion in there. Maybe you want to bring that arm along with it as you go to the side. That feels good. Maybe you want to give yourself a little lift in the hips as you go from one side to the other. Maybe you just give it a try. Maybe if you don't like it, you just continue with that nice soft rocking side to side of the hips. Taking a few more breaths. Anyone that feels best for you. And when you find yourself on one side, we're going to take one of those hands, bring it back behind you. The other one can be on the knee, or it can come back, and we're going to face the back of the room. Deep breaths. And slowly turning back forward. We're going to swing those legs to the opposite side. Again, hand coming back behind you. The other one can be on the knee or it can be on the ground. And we look towards the back of the room. Even breaths in and out of the nose. And slowly coming back towards the front of the room. Bring those feet in front of you. And just like we did with the hands, we're going to start to wake up those feet. So we're going to open those toes really wide. And we're going to curl them in, create fists with the feet. And slowly extend them out, open up those feet nice and wide. Curl them in again. Extend them out, open the toes. Curl them in. Maybe noticing some muscles in your feet that you haven't really used in a while. Opening them up. Last one, curling those toes in. And opening them up wide. And give those feet a few rotations. Stopping somewhere and rotating around the opposite way. And then straightening out those legs, remove that flesh from beneath the sit bones. Sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna inhale, lift those arms up. Hold here, 2 deep breaths. Really trying to find that length, pulling your body up towards the ceiling. Those feet are engaged. We're not letting them just drop and hang. And we're gonna slowly start to fold forward. And we're not really gonna create a stretch here. Let those palms come up and just let the body hang, let gravity take hold here. Notice where your breath is stopping in the body. Is it stopping in the chest? And if so, can you bring it all the way down into the belly, creating that full breath? One more breath. And we're gonna start to walk ourselves back up towards seated. We're gonna inhale those arms up again, big inhale. And on our exhale, we're gonna fold forward, keeping that length, and we're gonna reach towards those toes. You might not grab them, you might not touch them. The hands can be on the shins if you can. If you can't, you can always grab onto those feet. This time we're going to create more of that stretch. Bring yourself just to your edge where you're feeling something, but it's not going quite past it. And then just committing to stillness right here for the next few breaths. One more breath. And slowly start to walk yourself back up towards your seat. And when you get to the top, we're going to take the right leg, cross it over the left. Inhale those arms up again, find that length. And exhale, fold forward, reaching for those toes again, finding that edge. And then holding there. Deep breaths all the way down into the belly. Noticing where you're feeling this. Are you feeling it in that right hip area? Or are you feeling it in the back of the legs? Just becoming aware. And one more breath. And again, we slowly walk ourselves back up towards our seat. Uncross those legs, pedal it out if you need to. And when you're ready, we're gonna cross that left this time, over the right. Inhale those arms up, find that length. And exhale, fold, reach for the toes. A lot of times when we start to fold forward, what we do is we curl in towards our body. What we should do is keep that length and try to reach for the toes. If looking for the toes helps you to keep that length in the spine, do so. You'll feel that stretch all the way along the back of the legs and up the body. Also noticing if one side you're coming down further than the other. Just noticing, not judging, just becoming aware of what side might be a little bit more tight than the other. And one more breath. And start to walk back up towards your seat. Release those legs again, pedal out any tightness, anything that you need to kind of just work out. And when you're ready, we're gonna open those legs out wide. Bring yourself again towards that edge where you're feeling something. Engage those feet. We're gonna inhale those arms up, reaching up tall, 2 deep breaths. on your exhale, we're gonna start to fold forward. Come onto the hands first, and you can either stay right here on the hands, maybe you wanna come down onto the elbows, maybe you can extend that out a little bit further. Finding wherever you can hold this pose for the next few breaths without fidgeting. Reminding yourself to keep those feet engaged, the legs engaged. And one more breath. And start to lift yourself up, walk yourself back up towards your seat. Inhale those arms up when you get to the top. Big breath. Exhale out all the air. Turning our body towards our right leg, keeping that length, we're going to start to fold forward. Again, legs are engaged, coming to the edge. One more breath. And start to walk yourself back up. When you get to the top, bring those arms up. Inhale. Turn over towards the left leg. Exhale, fold down towards it. One more breath. And start to walk yourself back up towards your seat. Inhale those arms up, coming back towards center, reach up nice and tall. And exhale those hands back behind you. And we're gonna inhale, we're gonna lift up that chest, bringing the chin up, keeping the neck engaged. Don't let the head completely fall back. Feet are engaged. Open up that chest, pull the shoulder blades together. And your next inhale, push yourself forward and just bring yourself to hang forward. Not a crazy stretch here, just counteracting what we just did. And walk yourself back up. Use your hands, help to close those legs back together. Pedal that out, anything that needs to get worked out. And when you're ready, we're gonna bring those legs behind us, come onto the knees, hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna tuck those toes, we're gonna press back towards our down dog. Adjust as needed, and then work out anything that you need to. Maybe you wanna pedal those legs, maybe you wanna come up onto the toes. Take the next few breaths, do anything your body's calling for at this moment. Maybe it's just staying in stillness. And we're going to start to slowly walk those feet up to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to fold, bend those knees. The chest might even come down to the thighs. Inhale, we start to straighten the legs. Lift the chest, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, arms going to reach up overhead. Exhale down through heart center. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, fold, flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend into those knees. Inhale, start to straighten those legs, pulling the tailbone up towards the sky. Straighten the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold and we step the feet back. We lower down through chaturanga, keep those elbows tucked in. Inhale to upward facing or your cobra. Open up that chest. And exhale, push back to downward facing. 3 deep breaths here. Making sure that you're pushing away from the floor, pushing out of those shoulders. And if those heels aren't coming to the ground, that's okay. Just make sure you're actively trying to press towards the ground. And the head, try to keep it slightly engaged. Don't let it just completely drop down. Keep it up towards the arms. 1 more deep breath. And start to walk those feet back up to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, down through heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Step those feet back. Tuck those elbows in, lower down. Inhale to upward facing or to your cobra. Open that chest. And exhale, push back to your downward facing. 2 deep breaths. Right leg is going to lift up towards the sky. Bending that leg, we're going to start to roll forward, coming into that plank. We're going to step that foot outside the right hand. Adjust the hands so that they're right underneath the shoulders. Right foot is towards the edge of the mat. Hold here, 2 deep breaths. Lowering that knee down, untuck the foot. We're going to take the right hand, we're going to lift it up, and we're going to swing it over and back towards the back of the room. That right knee might drop out a little bit. If that doesn't feel right, just keep it up over the ankle. And we're going to look back towards the back room. Opening up that chest, send the air all the way down. One more breath. And slowly swing that arm back, forward. Bring that knee in. If it fell out, hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck that back foot. Lift the knee up. And we're going to send that foot back and step back towards down dog. Adjust as needed. Left leg is going to come up towards the sky this time. We're going to bend that leg. We're going to roll forward into a plank. Bring that knee forward, step the foot outside the left hand. Just the hands underneath the body, under the shoulders. Staying here, 2 deep breaths, pressing away from the ground. And we're going to start to lower that knee down. We're going to untuck the toe. Left hand's going to reach up, and it's going to swing back towards the back of the room. Again, that left knee might open up, or it might stay over the ankle. We're opening up that chest. We're breathing. Being sure the air is coming in and out of the body through the nose. One more breath. And slowly arm reaches back towards the front of the room. Place it down, bringing that knee in. Lift the back leg up. Step the foot back. Press back towards down dog. 2 deep breaths here. And start to walk the feet up to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale down through heart center. This time as we inhale, we're going to sink back, lowering to chair. Arms are going to come up overhead. Take a look, peek down. Can you see the toes past the knees? If not, maybe you need to sink back a little further. Big breath here. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to lower down to that chaturanga, or if you'd like to skip that, you can always just step right back to down dog. Inhale to that upward facing or cobra. And then back to that downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot in between the hands. We're going to drop that back heel. Inhale, arms up. Coming into our warrior one. We're going to do a self-adjust. So we're going to take that left hand. We're going to drop it down. Notice how that left hip comes forward in line with the right. Keeping the hips where they are. We're going to inhale that arm back up. 2 deep breaths. And releasing those hands back towards the ground. You're going to step the foot back. You can either push back to your down dog or flow through this vinyasa. Inhaling to your upward facing. And exhale into that downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Left foot's going to step in between the hands. We're going to drop that back heel, foot slightly angled. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Again, that self-adjust, so take that right hand. We're going to drop it down forward. Right hip follows it. Keeping the hips where they are, we're going to bring that hand back up. 2 deep breaths here. Lowering the hands back down to the ground. Again, flowing through that chaturanga or just stepping back to down dog. And when you find yourself in down dog, 2 deep breaths. Feet walk up to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time as we inhale, we sink back into that chair again. One big breath. Exhale, lifting up, dropping the hands down. Inhale, sink back into that chair, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga or push back to your down dog. Inhale into upward facing or your cobra, open the chest. And exhale to downward facing. One big breath. Right foot's gonna come to step in between the hands again. We drop that back heel. We're coming up into that warrior one again. This time we're gonna add some motion here. So as we exhale, we're gonna start to fold forward. Arms are gonna sweep back behind us. Keep those hips towards the front of the room. As we inhale, we come back up. Arms come up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we fold forward, arms sweep back behind us. Inhale, we come back up. Last one, exhale, arms sweep back behind us. Inhale, arms come up. We're gonna take that right hand and we're gonna drop it back either towards the waist, or if it can come back further towards the leg, we're opening up that chest, taking two big inhales here. And slowly bring that arm back towards the front, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step that foot back, either push back to down dog or flow through that vinyasa. From that down dog, we're gonna step that left foot up, top of the mat, drop that back heel. Inhale, arms up. And again, adding that motion here. So we're gonna slowly start to bow forward. Arms sweep back behind us. Inhale, slowly coming up. Arms up towards the sky. Exhale, we start to bow forward. Slow motions. Inhale, coming back up, arms up. Last one, exhale, bowing forward, arms sweep back. And inhale, arms come back up towards the sky. Taking that left hand, we're either dropping it towards that left hip, or it's finding its way back towards that right leg. 2 deep breaths. And slowly that arm comes back up towards the top of the room. Exhale, hands down. Step that foot back, flow through that chaturanga, or step back to down dog. Inhaling up. Exhale to push back. 2 deep breaths. Feet walk up to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, and we sink into that chair again. Deep breath here. And exhale, lifting up, hands come down. Again, inhale, we sink back into that chair, arms up. Hands are gonna come down into prayer. And we're gonna open up to the left side, hands coming down onto the thigh, hands still in prayer. 2 deep breaths. Now, keeping this twist you have here, try to step that right leg back. We're going to keep on the balls of that back foot. 2 breaths here. And slowly untwist. Arms up to the sky. Pulling in the belly button, shoulders down away from the ears. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, we start to straighten. We open to the right side. Open up those arms wide, create space. Big inhale. And as you exhale, hands down in prayer, we start to just walk ourselves into our goddess. Find where your hips settle. Spine is tall, chest is lifted. We're going to take those arms, open them wide. Notice how that makes the back feel, the chest. Are you finding more length? 2 deep breaths. Inhale those arms up. Exhale them down into prayer. We're going to shift towards that right leg. Hands come down towards the ground. Left foot lifted up towards the sky. 2 breaths. Take that right hand now, we're going to step it out a little further. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. 2 deep breaths. And slowly bring that hand back down. Bring that right in closer. Bring it out. We're going to face the back of the room now. Low lunge. Step that foot up towards the top or back of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we're going to sit back into that chair. Big breath. Exhale those hands into prayer. And we're going to lift up and twist to the right side. 2 breaths. Keeping that twist, we're going to take that left foot, step it back, stay on the balls of that back foot. 2 breaths here. Next inhale, start to unwind. Slowly bring those arms up. 3 deep breaths. All the way down into the belly. Pulling up out of those hips, but keeping those shoulders down. 1 more breath. Next inhale, we lift up, we turn back towards center. And again, we start to walk ourselves back into that goddess. We're going to take the right hand, arm, we're going to bring it out. Left, we're going to swing underneath. So again, that's right is forward, left, swing it underneath. You can either go back to back, or you can create a bind. If this bind really doesn't feel comfortable at all for you, you You can always keep those hands out and just bring the forearms together. Finding which one works for you. We're going to take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to start to bow forward. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bowing forward, making sure you're keeping space between you and your arms. Pushing away, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, back up. Releasing those arms, straighten those legs, create that space. Inhale. Big sigh out. Finding your way back into that goddess. This time left is coming forward, right swinging underneath. So left forward, right swinging under, back to back, creating a twist, or again, option to just have the forearms together. Finding the one that works for you, creating that space between you and your arms. Inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale. And release those arms. Inhale up. Turn towards the front of the room. Exhale those hands down. Step the foot back. Lower all the way down towards the ground. Come onto one cheek. Hands back behind you. Take a few breaths here. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale to lift the chest, pull the shoulder blades back. Exhale, release down, forehead to the ground. Then inhale, lifting up the chest, pulling in the navel, shoulder blades back. And exhale, release down. Bend the legs. We're going to go and grab onto the feet, the outsides of the feet. And as we inhale, we're going to lift that chest up again, and maybe even lifting up the legs, pushing the legs back or opening up the chest. 3 deep breaths. And slowly release it down, release the hands, release the feet. Come down onto the opposite cheek than you had before. Those hands come onto those shoulders again. Press yourself up and back. And we're going to turn around and come to sit. So we're going to take the left leg, we're going to tuck it in, right foot, bring the sole of the foot down. You can keep it here or you can cross it over that left leg. So again, left is tucked in, right can either be on the inside or it can be on the outside. Adjusting to which one feels best for you. Take the hands, grab onto that knee, hug it and lift up the chest, straighten the spine. 3 deep breaths here, maybe even closing the eyes. And if you allowed your eyes to close, let them open. Keeping the left on the knee, right is going to come back behind us. And with that left hand, you can either stay grabbing on the knee or you can take that elbow and open up towards the back of the room. And slowly unwind, coming back forward. Give that knee a hug one more time. Lift up the chest and relax the body. So if it feels comfortable, we're going to take that right leg and we're going to tuck that foot back so both knees are kind of over each other, not necessarily touching, and the feet are tucked in. If this really doesn't feel comfortable on the hips, take that left leg and pull it out straight so that right is still on top, but it's over and the hips kind of aren't squeezing in towards each other. If this feels comfortable for you, I suggest choosing this pose. You don't want anything to be painful. If this one feels comfortable for you, staying in this one. Lifting up the spine, and you can either stay lifted, whether you have the legs straight or bent, or you can start to bow forward. Just coming to that edge again, where you feel something, but don't go past it. One more breath. And if you were folded, walk yourself back up. Release both of those legs straight. Pedal them out. Windshield wiper if it feels good. And when you're ready, right leg this time is going to tuck in towards the body. Left leg, again, sole of the foot down. It can be on the inside or you can bring it towards the outside. Either one you chose. Hug that knee, lift up the chest. If you'd like to close the eyes for these 3 breaths, do so. And if you had those eyes closed, let them open. Left hand reaches behind you. Right can stay grabbing that knee, or elbow can come across, and we turn towards the back of the room. One more breath. And slowly unwind. Hug that knee in one more time. And relax. And again, choosing to either tuck that leg in, or if this doesn't feel right, you can straighten that right leg this time. Either one you choose, lengthen up through the spine. Stay here, or start to bow forward. One more breath. And start to crawl your way back up towards seated. Release that leg. And again, either pedaling it out, windshield wipering, whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, straighten those legs back out. We're going to come down onto the elbows. Where the elbows are, place your hands. Tuck the heels in, and as we inhale, we're gonna lift the hips up towards the sky. Feet, encourage them to go down. 2 deep breaths here. And slowly release the hips down. Come to lay down, hug those knees into the chest. Open the knees up, grab onto the outsides of the feet, lift the feet up towards the sky, and sink the knees down in towards the elbows. Noticing the back body pressing down into the mat as you breathe. And slowly bring those knees in together, hug them into the chest. And rocking yourself up towards seated. We're gonna end with some breath. So this is our alternate nostril breathing. Really helps to balance both sides of the body. So your hand position is either gonna be kind of in like a groovy Hawaiian kind of style thing, or you can have the index finger and the middle finger pressed against your forehead, and you're gonna use your thumb and your pinky to kind of press the nostrils closed, or you have that kind of Hawaiian styled closing and opening the nostrils. Either one you choose. We're gonna take an inhale. Exhale out all of the air. We're gonna close the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Close the left nostril, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through right nostril. Close, open left, exhale. Inhale left. Close, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale all the air out left. Lower the hands down to the knees. Eyes closed if they weren't already, and just take some breaths in and out through the nose. Noticing the way that breath is entering the body now. Notice how much air you're taking in, how much air you're letting out. Not changing it, just becoming aware of how it's naturally flowing in and out of the body. And I welcome you to either stay here in a seated meditation to end your class, or if you would like to, you can always come to lay down in Shavasana and stay there for a few minutes. Either one you choose, just let everything go. Let the mind be quiet as possible, acknowledging any thoughts that come by, and then just let them float away. Again, staying in that seated meditation or laying down for as long as you'd like. But I remind you to thank yourself for taking the time for yourself and for your practice, as I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.